I made a turn at a good time. I turned to the right. Charlie couldn't believe it, actually. He said, "How the hell did you make that turn?" I said, "I don't know."
As President Donald Trump honored the late Charlie Kirk with a posthumous Medal of Honor, this happened yesterday, he decided to take a moment to reflect on his own survival from an assassination attempt. In reality, it sounded more like he was bragging about the fact that he survived his assassination attempt while Charlie Kirk didn't. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but you judge for yourselves.
We've watched legions of far-left radicals resort to desperate acts of violence and terror because they know that their ideas and arguments are persuading no one. They know that they're failing. They have the devil's ideology, and they're failing, and they know it, they feel it, and they become violent. They seem to become very violent on the left. They've rammed vehicles into federal law enforcement, fired sniper rifles at ICE agents, and me, But I made a turn at a good time. I turned to the right. Charlie couldn't believe it, actually. He said, "How the hell did you make that turn?" I said, "I don't know."
It was luck. You didn't accomplish something. It was literally luck. It was luck. Like the way he's boasting about it as if he accomplished something, it was luck. And it is unfortunate beyond words that Charlie Kirk didn't have the same luck as President Donald Trump.
He just can't help himself. I mean, he just thinks he wants credit for everything. Okay, look, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump was terrible. It wouldn't have helped anything. It was just morally heinous, etc. And I'm glad he turned his head so he didn't die. But yeah, it was random. And why are you bringing it up here? Okay.
I would not do a comparison. You're giving him a medal of, posthumously giving him a Medal of Honor. By the way, it was on Charlie Kirk's 32nd birthday.
Yeah. So look, yeah, I know, but I know that some on the right will look at that and go, "Guys, it's no big deal. He's just saying he's lucky that he didn't get hit." I don't particularly like that part. Doesn't bother me as much as the other things he said. So you know how they say, "Oh, it's the Democrats' rhetoric. It's the left-wing rhetoric that's driving the violence." Well, how about when he just called it not only the radical left? Okay, you could make this radical right, radical left. That's okay, all right. But he said they have the devil's ideology. How does that rhetoric that doesn't drive more, anger, hatred, division,
right,
and potentially violence? So I'm not saying shut him down. I'm not saying shut down anyone on the left or the right. But let's note for the record that I don't see any Democrats going, "The Republicans are working with Satan and you should do something about it." Come on, guys, it's too much.
I'm so glad this came up because I'm gonna issue an apology. In the past, I mean, it's been a few years, but in the past, I definitely would cite rhetoric from right-wing pundits, commentators, whatever, and blame them for something terrible a vicious and violent person carried out. And no, I was wrong. And the reason why I was wrong is because I don't think it's right to hinder the speech or suppress the speech of anybody because some unhinged person decided to carry out an act of violence.
I don't know if you saw it, Anna, but I did the same thing on Piers Morgan. So when we were discussing Charlie Kirk after he'd been assassinated, I said, they kept saying, would they demand an apology? Apology for what? I was the only left-wing guy invited to Charlie's conference. Apology for what, right? Dave Rubin was trying some sort of stupid, dumbass trick.
I did see that.
As he always does. And I said, no, I only have one apology. I don't apologize for any disagreements I had with Charlie Kirk. I also don't apologize for any agreements I had with Charlie Kirk, okay? So what I do apologize for is, I did the same thing as you, that hey, Tucker Carlson said this and the Fox News said that, and that's driving people to take violent action, and they should be careful with their words. No, everybody's responsible for their own actions.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you're literally inciting violence, right?
Yeah, unless you're saying, "Hey, there's Bob, go get Bob," right? Or by the way, please try not to say, "Hey, there's X people, go get them," like a group of people either, right? But so it's not a good thing to say. So Trump here, when calling the left, saying that the left has the devil's ideology, is not helpful language. At the same time, I wouldn't shut him down. And don't okay, so he thinks that. But the one thing that is very fair to ask is, don't then come at me and say, only the Democrats or only the left uses bad language about the other side. Come on, guys.
Exactly.
I mean, we got eyes and ears. Trump's been doing this for 10 straight years. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.